Normally, you'd look at this and be like, oh, that's a bunch of scrap pallets. Ain't good for nothing. Well, this man right here has a vision. This is Garrett Reed.
Yo, how's it going?
So back here at the farm, I don't have any videos on YouTube about this place, but me and Garrett go way back. We first met him in a LDS singles ward many moons ago and worked for him as an employee at Insight Window Cleaning. Went clean the windows, going door to door, getting sales, writing jingles, playing guitar door to door to try to get jobs. But he acquired this property a few years ago. I was there for that as well. Turned this old barn over here into some storage units, help rip out railroad ties. But what we're doing today, I've been on the hunt for a new place to live. I had to move out of my house in about a month, and I was talking with a friend, and we were doing some apartment shopping, found some places we liked, but ultimately at the end of the day we're kind of frustrated because we're both musicians. We want to kind of have our own place but not pay a huge mortgage, and so I call up good old Gary and he's like, well, guess what? So he's been in the realty business now for how long, Garrett?
2 years.
2 years.
Flipping houses and rental properties.
Yeah. So I thought, hey, Garrett probably knows some good places. And I left him a message, and he left me a message, something about, I think the stars have aligned and laser beamed our collective consciousness into your phone or something like that. And he's like, I'm going to be building some tiny homes and been looking for someone to kind of help be a part of that process and help build a home and live in one and kind of advertise and yada yada yada. And I'm like, well, I'm looking basically to live in a tiny home, so it'd be cool to build one. And so yeah, what we're doing today is kind of step one. What a lot of people do is they take old pallets and they cut the ends off, as you see here, and then you rip out the good pieces of wood and you use that for your walls inside your home. Kind of gives it a cool little staggered wood floor look kind of thing. And then you got a nice burn pile, have a big bonfire later, you know, have a big crazy party with, you know, not alcohol because it's stupid. but yeah, I don't know if kind of like your end of the story as far as tiny homes came, but how's that been for you, Garrett?
Oh yeah, so the stars aligning part that Austin was talking about is interesting because I went down and checked out a tiny home company and have been kind of masterminding this as far as my passion in affordable housing and the new generation coming up, the old millennial crowd. And literally the next day Austin texts me about some kind of housing situation. Like he said, we go way back. So to me and to him, we both...
I'm not a millennial, by the way, just so everyone knows, because I don't eat Tide Pods or want all the guns gone or anything. But anyway.
So yeah, I mean, it kind of worked out, and I am going to start placing tiny homes in RV parks for nightly rental, Airbnb, as a cash flow business. That's my goat Winston, and then the tan one over there is Boop. They're going to be our companions and mascots in the tiny home process, so it's going to be quite the adventure. But
not you guys.
Yeah, Austin is the perfect person to live in a tiny home. As a lot of you know him, he is a free-spirited individual, willing to blaze the trail and be a pioneer of his day in the new housing movement. And I think tiny homes are going to be a part of that, so I'm excited. And he's going to put some sweat equity into this thing. I'm going to finance some of the materials. Literally, it's going to be quite the situation, so I'm excited. Thanks.
Absolutely. So I'll just post videos as the process moves along, and yeah, be one of those YouTuber guys that does things like that, because I kind of just post random things, but this is going to be a process. This is pretty cool. But yeah, day one. What's the day? March 27th. So
Yes, sir.
Still a little bit of frost and ice on the ground, and by the time this thing's done, I'm hoping before May's over.
Yeah, we're gonna cruise. It'll be quick.
So yeah, April's gonna be collect materials, source stuff month, build this thing for as cheap as possible, but using good materials, and yeah, see where it takes us from there.